So the next stitch we're going to cover is the whip stitch. And what is the whip stitch? It's just a stick that sort of goes and it overlaps on the top of the fabric. So it kind of curls over onto the top of the fabric. So you would have two edges of fabric and you would put them together. And in this instance, I'm actually going to knot my threads. And to knot your thread is just a simple, you take that one end and you wrap it around your finger, you pull it through, it's kind of hard to see, there it is, and then you have like a little tiny knot, which doesn't seem that effective, but when you're sewing through especially cottons and stuff like that, it's pretty effective. You might have to do it once or twice if you're going through a finer fabric or sheer fabric, because sometimes the fabric, the weaving in those fabrics are so thin, it's almost like it just slips right through. I've had that in an instance where the fabric weaving is so thin that it just slips through. So cotton, this usually takes care of it for cotton, but if you find that it doesn't, you just go through one more time. So I have my fabrics, I have a pin here to keep them together, and I just go to the very edge. This is actually on the selvage, so it's a little harder to bring through. And then I just pull it through. So you can see it's nice and taut. And then with this part right here, I'm going to go behind my fabric and poke through. Now to make these really beautiful, neat stitches, you want to make sure that you're in alignment. So see, my next pin, my next prick into the fabric isn't too high and it isn't too low. It's right about where my first prick is, and it's about 1/4 of an inch away. You want to make sure that way you get nice, even, clean stitches. And then you make sure that's over on that side and you just pull it through. And kind of toss that on that side. And you might be saying, well, when would I need to use a whip stitch? Well, whip stitch is a nice way, for example, if you're going to hand close up 2 seams and you want to secure them and you don't have a serger and you want to make sure you have more control over those finishes, this is a great way to do it by using a whip stitch. And you always want to make sure that you have the thread going over. And this is what it looks like on the other side. And you just do that towards the end. And what I love about only doing one thread, for example, if you make a mistake, normally you have to cut everything off, but see here, if you make a mistake, all I do is pull the needle out, cut that piece off, and then continue. Whereas if they were double knotted, you'd have to take the whole thing out. So I just slip my needle out and pull the thread through the other direction, and then try again and rethread the needle. You can't really do that when you tie off both ends. So this is a whip stitch. And our fabric goes from being open to closed. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Videos are uploaded weekly covering dressmaking, fashion, lectures, and more.